Hi friends, today I am here to share the process behind a page in my Traveler's Notebook. I am using the July 2018 releases from Citrus Twist Kits. I'm using their main scrapbooking kit, the Pocket Life kit, as well as a couple of stamp sets. So I'm starting off with this piece of pattern paper that came in the Pocket Life kit. You get a good variety of 6x8 pages. And this was one that I felt worked really well with that photo. I had a little pop of sort of that pinky peach color in my photo, so I thought kind of using these together would look really nice. So I went ahead and I adhered that pattern paper just directly onto my page in my notebook. And now I'm pulling out one of these pattern papers that came in the scrapbooking kit. This is from Pinkfresh Studio. I love all the different pattern strips that are on this paper, and I wanted to try to cut out a couple of these and use them on my page. But I kind of felt like it didn't really look good in the end, so I ended up not using these, which is totally okay. I will just kind of tuck them into my stash and pull them out to use on another notebook page in the future. But I went ahead and adhered my photo onto a piece of vellum. These vellum pieces also come, well, there's one vellum piece that comes in the main kit, and I love that that's included because I've started kind of using this technique a lot in my notebooks. I love backing the photo with some vellum so that it creates just sort of a nice transition into the pattern paper. I feel like kind of putting that photo onto this pattern paper directly, it would kind of get lost in that pattern, but just having a little border of that vellum behind it just kind of makes it a nice transition and helps that photo pop off the page a little bit. And now I'm going in with this ephemera pack from Pinkfresh Studio that also comes in the scrapbooking kit. And I'm just kind of picking out some embellishments that I really like and I feel work nicely with this page. I end up using that little circle there to the bottom of that photo that says in the little details. And I cut up this little label that I'm going to do some stamping on. This is a stamp that's also being released in July, and I love that it's sort of an everyday travel themed stamp set. You have little icons, that car, camera, house, but it's also about sort of everyday routines, which was perfect for this this page because it was all about the routine that I have with my daughter towards the end of the day, kind of our bedtime routine. So we will sit down around 7 o'clock and we will read a couple of stories together, and then I will put her to bed, and it's just kind of become something that we do. No matter what we do throughout the day, it's just something that stays consistent, and that's kind of how we end our day. So I stamped out that little house and the evening sentiment, and now I'm just going to layer that circle detail on top of it. And I layer that circle on top of kind of a scalloped circle there that says right in love, or rich in love, not right love. And I liked how that just gave it a little bit of a dark gray background to match the other embellishments. And then I'm using a label on top of the photo just to kind of balance out what I have going on towards the bottom. I kind of wanted to tie in that gray color and the look of the labels. So I'm going to try to figure out what I want to include on that label. I thought I would stamp out the 7 p.m. and use it up at the top, but I end up kind of liking how it looks tucked underneath the other circle embellishment that I have underneath the photo there. So I will go ahead and tuck it underneath there. And I'm kind of going back and forth between the right hand page and the left hand page. I'm not putting anything down on the right side just because I want to finalize the left before moving on. I feel like I get a more balanced page when I do that, when I kind of complete one side and then work on the other. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes I'm working in a very scattered way. But I just feel like the balance usually ends up a lot better if I just concentrate on one side and then work on the other. So now I'm going to go in with this other stamp set that has a bunch of sentiments in this typewriter font. I really love these stamps. I'm always grabbing for my little sentiment stickers, and stamps just make it so that you can reuse these phrases over and over again. So I absolutely love this. I stamped out the little things on that label there and went ahead and adhered it down behind my photo. And that will complete the left-hand side. So now I'm going to concentrate on the right and try to balance things out. So I'm kind of playing around with the ephemera, but I'm going to start with my journaling. Just since I know that I'm going to have my journaling there, I'm going to go ahead and get it on the page and then play around with the other blank spaces. So I go in and draw my journaling lines with pencil first, and then I write out everything that I need to say there, and then I go in and draw in my lines with pen. And I really love lines because I feel like it just kind of grounds the words a little bit there. I'm going to play around with the ephemera, but one thing that I knew I wanted here, I'm just erasing those journaling lines that I drew in pencil. One thing that I knew I wanted was to stamp out routine. So I'm going to do that first. And when I get it here on the page, you're going to see routine kind of spans half the length of what my journaling was on that page. You'll see once I stamp, it'll make sense. But I didn't want it kind of floating in that area there. So I'm just kind of figuring out how I can place it on my page in a way that looks pleasing. So I end up just actually stamping it directly onto the page using some black archival ink. And then I will try to figure out how I can bring down some ephemera pieces just so it doesn't look like it's floating there. I end up finding a little blue flower, which I feel looks really nice with the yellow lemon. So I end up kind of pairing those two pieces and layering them together. And then I'm using that cork embellishment that comes in the Pocket Life kit. I love these cork pieces. There are 4 of them that come in the kit, and I really have to stop myself from hoarding them. I'm so proud of myself for pulling this out and using it on the page because I just want to hold on to them forever. But I'm just adhering that with some tiny attacher staples. And now I'm just going to pull in a little bit of color towards the bottom there using a pink label, one of these puffy hearts that comes in the scrapbooking kit, and then I will layer this little yellow label underneath the pink one. And that will finish off this page. So I hope that you enjoyed this process. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos, please consider subscribing. And I will see you in my next video.